Yeah, because I was seriously like, wow, I deserve that grade then. Like, I really did that bad. And then yeah, I changed it. But then on the second one, I'll just, yeah, there's an error draft till failed it.
It sounds so cliche, but you never expect it to happen to you until it does. You always hear about the statistics, 1 in 4, but you never expect to be a part of it. It was my freshman year, end of winter break, going into my spring semester. My friend was having a party at his apartment, and it was going to be with a bunch of my friends, so I felt safe. So we were all hanging out and playing drinking games, and after having a good time and a little too much to drink, I just blacked out, and I passed out on my friend's room on his bed where he had 2 other roommates. I didn't feel uncomfortable doing this because I had been to his apartment many times before, and his roommates knew who I was. I didn't think much of it. I don't really recall too much of it. I was so drunk, it's all a bit of a blur, but I do remember what happened when I woke up. I remember waking up crying and freaking out. I had bits and pieces of my memory, and I was trying to figure out what was real and what wasn't. I cried for help, and I had to call the first person that came up on my phone. I called another friend of mine that was at the party, and he helped me grab my things and leave the apartment. The last time I was there was to find out if what I remembered was what actually happened. I spoke to my friend who lived in the apartment, and I asked him what his roommate had said about me that night, and he confirmed what I had thought. I was sexually assaulted by his roommate. His roommate had noticed that I was passed out and thought that I wouldn't wake up and remember anything. When he noticed that I woke up crying, he told his roommate about what happened. I don't know why he would do that, but maybe he felt guilty. After that night, I fell into deep depression. I had insomnia, and I would go to parties, just black out and forget about everything. I knew my habits were not good, so by my sophomore year I stopped going out and I had to develop a better sleeping pattern, but the depression was still there. I figured if I didn't think about the assault, it wouldn't affect me. I kept it bottled up in the back of my mind until I couldn't take it anymore. I went to see a counselor at CAPS once my junior year, and I let out some steam. That helped a little, but it didn't lead me to a road to recovery. It wasn't until my senior year, first semester, where I began getting real help. I'm seeing the sexual assault counselor and advocate on campus. I meet with the counselor weekly. I don't consider myself a religious person, but I did start to pray again before I go to sleep, as it calms me down and helps me sleep. I'm finally facing the truth and taking care of myself and talking about it instead of keeping it to myself.